Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your often humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host, Quiet Michael Abune.
Hey, Eric.
And dialing in from the left coast, Brain Damage.
Yeah.
Nice echo effect. Leave that in. And we're going to have some funny memes for you. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted part of every single episode of Facebook for the Blind. You know it. You love it. I'm talking about...
we're number one.
The Facebook logo. Looking
No,
good.
we're number one in this. We're number one in the Facebook logo. Well, actually, we're number two with the Facebook logo.
Hey,
but
who are you calling number two? Motherfucker, I will come.
We're number one in the depressing news.
Yep. Love that music so much. Not just because oh, God damn it. And then it doesn't do that. No, don't do it again. Stop.
Do it again.
Stop.
Let it go. Let it ride. Just fucking let it ride.
No, I refused. I'm not my. No. Moving on. A lot of crazy news. Congressional Democrats, of course, meeting amid simmering concerns over Biden's reelection. Ukraine, they're having some problems. Biden, he's having some problems. I don't know if you've noticed Biden, man, but he's been doing like this whole thing to make up for the debate, and he just keeps going on shows and doing badly. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's not fun to watch. France had an election. England had an election. Great things happen, but people, this is America. And here in America, we don't care. So moving on, what everybody's talking about, of course, is Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation. The president of the Heritage Foundation went around and was like, trying to tout his big plan for the Republican takeover of government in 2025, and basically said that the Second American Revolution will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. So they're scraping for a fight. They're definitely looking for a fight. Meanwhile, there was a lot of coverage, including this of Mr. Bean representing the Heritage Foundation, cribbing off the Taliban. Because if you read the 2025 project, it is horrible. It's like The Handmaid's Tale had a baby with idiocracy.
Let me tell you what bothers me about this.
The
Taliban literally like fucking straight up ripped off the United States government, though. Like, this meme should be flipped.
Dude, that's the way it always works, man. You know where Hitler got his ideas? It's messed up. It is messed up. All right, moving on. What we got here? Oh, in the process, of course, just want to keep track. Dominion sued Fox News and won almost $800 million. Newsmax, also pending. OAN, also pending. Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Mike Lindell, Patrick Byrne, all pending. And Smartmatic suing for even more. Going to hit Fox News, Newsmax, OAN, Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Janine Pirro. God, I want to see that woman in court. Maria Bartiromo and Lou Dobbs, all quality POSs. So those are still going on. So if you get disheartened about other court cases, just remember, it's still illegal to lie in court. So that's cool. The heat wave is taking place all across the West. Oregon, intense heat in Oregon, intense heat all throughout Death Valley. It's hitting record numbers. Beverly sent me this delightful San Francisco microclimates thing where it's incredible. So it's 64 on one side of your peninsula and 91 on the other side of the peninsula. They're 7 miles apart, 30 degrees apart and 7 miles apart. Absolutely insane. I do not understand Bay Area weather, but wow. Also, of course, we got the western sizzle into the weekend with triple-digit degrees, as we just heard from Sammy, hitting 117 in Phoenix today. And here's something funny. I'm pretty sure this is an old graphic. It's probably from last year, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Climate change. It's always going to be this way from now on. Deal with it. Here we have a nice little blast from the past. We have Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused saying, "The summer's too hot." Me, have you ever planted trees? No. Be a lot cooler if you did.
Hey.
Not all right. Man, I hate this, man. Marco Rubio, who you guys know has a pass Like my mom, every year I say to her, all right, you get one person in DC and I don't say anything bad about him. And she picked Marco Rubio. So lucky for me, she doesn't watch his show. But when addressed with the bloodless revolution that was already going on from the Heritage Foundation, he just said, well, he's not running for president, is he? So, dodge, complete dodge, you wuss. Just like this guy. Hey, here's a fun one. Did you know that Google Maps just blew some of our defense secrets? How fun is that? This is the new prototype underwater drone manta ray that they just left docked at a naval base in California out there. Google snapped a shot of it. So if you were wondering what our top secret military hardware looks like, it's that. And if you happen to be in the military, buy a tarp. You have $800 billion. I know, it's funny. Anyway, the Death Ray, as they're calling it, which is kind of a cool name for a piece of military hardware, you gotta say. It's supposed to have extended range, long-term deployment, energy efficiency, and a large payload capacity with a picture of a missile next to it. So, hey, get those Navy jobs now before they're automated and taken over by AI, because the Death Ray is spearheading a new generation of uncrewed underwater vehicles, which unfortunately can't throw a tarp on themselves. So there is that. Secret Service member was robbed at gunpoint during Biden's trip to California. Man, seriously, left coast, what is going on out there? Secret Service member was robbed? Holy crap, but there's a whole slew of these things going on all across D.C. as well. Just today, Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor's bodyguard shoot a would-be carjacker outside her home in the latest in a series of high-profile carjackings of federal agents and VIPs in D.C. So, fun times. New York Post headlines it Judge Dredd, which I thought was a little heavy. We usually like to end with a heartwarming animal story, and my kid taught me this week about the bumphead parrotfish. Look at the bumphead parrotfish. Doesn't it look like a parrot? It's very pretty. It's got an orange eyeball in the middle of some teal skin, got some orange and iridescent green on its scales there. It's got a great big bulge between its eyes, known as a hump or a bump. And this sucker actually eats coral. Got some big old donkey teeth. Look at those things. They chew through the coral. They chew through the rock and they eat coral. How funny is that? The bumphead parrotfish. None of you'd ever heard of that, had you? None of you?
No.
No, I know. It's crazy, too. And look at those teeth. How? Those are such great teeth. Another heartwarming animal story. One of the people running for president, RFK Jr., has just denied that he barbecued and ate a dog. That's something that politicians have to do. Well, that's something that RFK has to do these days. Which, and I watched his response. He was doing the talk shows because he had to go around and tell everybody, no, I would never eat a human. I would never eat a monkey. And I certainly would never eat a dog. But, RFK, if you have to say you wouldn't eat a human, the jig's up. The jig's up, buddy. Go, leave, done. All right, moving on. You'd think that's the most heartwarming collection of animal stories I could have. I mean, come on. A bumphead parrotfish and RFK eating a dog. But no, at the miniature golf course, went down there to Old Orchard Lanes, man, playing 18 holes with the kid and the colonel and my mom and stuff. And right there at the top of the waterfalls, man, spotted a frog. Loud ass puppy too, just blasting it out from that little thing like it was my dad thought it was coming through the speakers. It was pretty stinking funny. And that is your heartwarming animal story. And you know what that means. That means that is the end of the news from Facebook for the Blind for July 9th, 2024. Handing it back to my beautiful co-host Michael Labune for a nice medium-sized round one.
Wrong, Eric. Here comes my big, long, round one. And for our listeners, Eric, on that last one, showed a picture of a frog.
I did.
Ethan at Lil Eth. He retweets MJ. MJ has done some, I forget, food prepping. And there looks to be some grilled chicken, some broccoli, and a boiled egg for every day. MJ says, life's good. Ethan retweets it and says, okay, Mr. Fart. Some party foods there. Jason X Inferus at Benedict's Red says, your dogs don't hate fireworks. They hate freedom. Shut up about your unpatriotic dogs. Friend of the show, Trash Can Paul, keeping it trashy. Love you, Trash Can. He's got a picture here of, it's the pearly gates, St. Peter, somebody standing in front of St. Peter. St. Peter says, sorry, no. You got a little too into the Hawk Tua meme. That one's for more for TD than
Yeah.
The Hard Times News, friend of the show, thehardtimes.net. Listen, if you're not following the Hard Times, get yourself some Hard Times.
You are missing out. Yep.
I have a picture of a couple here wearing glasses, looking like hipsters. It says, straight woman can't wait to introduce boyfriend as partner to lesbian friend. This is great. This is a picture of Batman standing on the gargoyle. Looks like Batman the Animated Series kind of style art. It says there are 492 billionaires on this planet, and not one of those losers has decided to become Batman.
God damn it, that's my joke.
Well, not anymore. No, how about this one? Here's a picture of Batman, and it says, ever wonder why Batman and I never show up together? Something to think about. I don't know how many more I got. Maybe 3. This is coming from Demi Lardner, who says, me in prison. Oh my God, guys, stop laughing. We have to go to sleep. Jackie Cooper says, my boyfriend is a teacher in the Illinois public school system, and this student is my hero. We see a tweet from her boyfriend who says, okay, had to let you know about this. Some kid got suspended for a week because he'd go to an empty room for the past 2 Fridays with a waffle maker and would make waffles and sell it to kids. LOL. I guess they don't value entrepreneurship in the Illinois public school system.
Apparently not.
We have 2 more. Ethan Winter's Death Scream says, I think the white people don't like spicy food thing mostly applies to middle to upper class whites. Because every redneck I know buys hot sauces with names like asshole prolapser and shit liquefied every time they go to Ace Hardware. You know that show Hot Ones? You guys ever watch that? It's
yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, the hot sauce that kills everybody on that is called Da Bomb Beyond Insanity. And I know this hot sauce because my redneck cousins in Bald Knob, Arkansas gave it to me when I was 10 years old.
Jesus.
10 years old. All right, Eric, this is my last meme for round 1. Will you go ahead and describe it for our listeners?
I would be so happy to. We have fast food icon, a painting of fast food icon Ronald McDonald, but his head has been imposed upon a really ripped body with a solid 6-pack. He is tugging at his
Speedo.
And you can see his pubes. He's got his thumb in there, and he's in front of a big American flag. And we see that Joe Biden, in a red, white, and blue shirt, is holding up this poster. This is the America the left wants.
His pubes are also French fries.
That's what I was going to ask.
Right.
Oh, I missed it.
Jesus, my blind ass could see it.
Ah, shut up.
For our listeners, I'm very disappointed in Eric, and that's all I have for round 1. Kicking it over to Brain Pan.
Disappointed.
I don't know if I'm disappointed in Eric or disappointed in myself, because that was like the first fucking thing I seen there was French fries and undies.
I will turn this Zoom around, young man.
All right. Let's figure out if we're there yet then. This one is going to be, I think this one was from Meme Life, and here we have 4-to-Leave fans, 4 to 5 fans. I can't figure out if that's an F. Yeah, I think it's 4 to 5 fans. Anyways, it says, my wife said, when we run out of something, put it on the fridge so we don't forget to buy it. She didn't say anything about lists, and we see here that this man has duct tape, Ziploc bag boxes, and cracker boxes, and soda cans, and bottles all to the fridge. And he did not make a list. Yeah. So when he gets there, he's still gonna forget, bro. He's still gonna forget because that list is still at the fridge. And here we have Ray at dead ST4R. So I cracked at this. Is my humor broken? I think maybe cracking up is what I would have went with.
Right.
And it just says sunblock. And it has a man holding up his son with a towel wrapped around it. And that son, look at his face. Look at the poor baby's face.
Frowny face.
That is beyond frown. That is pissed off. That is full on pissed off. And dad is very nice and shaded. Fuck that dad. Fuck that dad. Don't send him Father's Day gifts.
Brain, I cracked at that too.
Silly Stuff has the meme of the wife and the husband in bed, and he's got his back turned to her, and she's always wondering, he's probably thinking about other women. And this one says, him. Why the hell are we trying to sleep with all these lights on?
Oh, it had to be asked.
Right. He's like, who the fuck even made this meme for me? My beagle's gone crazy. But buddy, and it has a cartoon of an older man bent over in his fridge, and his wife is on the phone with someone, and she says, the doctor suggested he started doing squats, so he moved all the beer to the bottom of the shelf of the fridge. And work smarter, not harder,
Yeah.
Oh, so some person named Diane Lopez. I wonder who that beautiful human being is.
Hey, Diane.
Posted moody fine ass, whatever that means. I'm not going to get into it. It says, we need the old son back. This new one taking his job too serious. Sad face. Yeah, they be trying to tell me that shit is like 79, and it's like, you can tell it's like 93, and they're like, climate change not real, bro. I'm like, fuck all of you, okay? I don't know if it's a new sun or you guys are just lowering what the fucking numbers you put on my app. Shots to Hatch, he liked something above when I screenshotted this for Dad's pun. It just has two guys sitting at a bench, and it says, me. I think some people are just birds in disguise. Friend, haha, can I tweet that? Me, narrows eyes. Can you what? Here we have Hillary Reeves put no devices allowed at the table. There's a family sitting at the table of a cartoon. And mom says, will you please tell your daughter not to text at the table? And dad says, oh, I'm on it. And he is definitely texting daughter. And then we have meme life. Here we have, it says dogs when they try to do something wrong. And it has the meme of the monkey puppet that is looking very awkwardly like, oops, is that me? And then he's walking away. And then it says cats when they do something wrong. And it has the meme of Samuel Jackson when he is just staring at you in a wife beater like, motherfucker, do something. And Jules Jims posted a picture of, I don't know what this tool is called, but you all know that this meme
That's a potato masher. It's a
potato
masher.
Okay, we got potato masher. I was just going to call it the barbecue grill looking thing that definitely does this. I'm just going to open this kitchen drawer. The hell you are. Because we know that thing is going to block. Something's going to block that drawer. And this one's the last one for me. Meme Life posted Jamie Lynn McCombs. Passwords leaving my memory as soon as I create them. And here we have Tom from Tom and Jerry dying and going to heaven. Yeah, way to heaven. Because yes, those passwords do go right out as soon as they say, please create a new one. I'm like, yo, and then when I try it, I do the old one again. Forget password every time. Every time.
Dude, you're like my dad.
Right.
Every weekend is like, all right, how many passwords are we resetting this weekend? Good time.
Right.
By the way, while I'm loading
it off too. But not TD because he's not here.
Not TD.
But it'll be Eric this time. I'm watching you though, Eric.
All right. I'll try to do my best, TD. All right. Getting into our first one here. This is from lovely friend of the show, Joe Klosek, out in San Francisco, who has reported this from his phone, police report app, citizen.com. Says, 3 miles away, report of suspiciously placed mannequin. You can't see it here at the bottom, but Ansel Sigmar says, poignant, really. But down below, additional detail is police have received a report of a mannequin left outside holding a doll. And I was just like, holding a doll? That's just extra creepy, man. Moving on. Doth the Doth says, the world is a vast hellscape right now. But remember, the Mandarin word for penguin literally translates to business goose. Wholesome round one. Facebook for the blind. Moving on. Here we have a 3-panel of Brent Spinner. Or no, sorry. Oh, no, it's not. It's Scott Mance, a moderator at some, Trekkie con. And it says, we're all very excited for Jean-Luc being back on our screens. How does it feel to revisit the character with the other cast after so many years? And Patrick Stewart takes the mic and says, wow, Brent, Marina, and Fracas were instantly in awe of me again. Just my mere presence brought them to tears. To be next to a certified knight is such an honor for them. Of course, I gave them all a fair bit of screen time. There's only so much concentrated Stewart you can take before the hopelessness sets in and you realize you'll never be on my level.
Very true.
I know. He's a god. Here we have a picture of a peasant woman who seems to be on fire with pigtails. There are some cats standing on their hind legs screaming. It says, when you have a fairy tale ending, but it's the German version.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God.
Here we have a 2-panel, British actor, not sure who, and he is saying, I'm not laughing. I haven't laughed since my wife died. And then we see Wilhelmina Kunk, is that her name? And she says, Philomena Kunk, and she says, why did you laugh when your wife died?
For our listeners, this is the same meme as last week.
Oh, it's a best of. It's a greatest hits. All right, no repeats, all bangers. Here we have a picture from anti-QAnon memes of George Washington holding 2 semi-automatic weapons firing in both directions with a flag strapped to his back, riding on Chewbacca with eagles flying above exploding tanks.
Fuck yes.
And Carol Ratu says, too much?
Too much what? Freedom?
No, exactly. You can almost smell the freedom.
I can feel my freedom intensifying.
Thinking Team America world police level here.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but my nipples are fierce. Friend of the show, Kate Swaff says, frankly, I don't think America deserves a birthday party this year. She's got a point. Friend of the show, Keith Lauer Jensen. If you're not following Keith Lowell, I mean, if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. So you wave, but then you realize that the abyss was actually gazing into somebody else over your shoulder, so you feel awkward. Try to pretend you were gazing into a different abyss, but there's really no other abyss. Keith Lowell Jensen, friend of the show. Moving on, this was posted to me from a friend of the show, JB, who's got a picture of avocado toast. It says, what boomers think millennials want. And then there's a picture of a guillotine. It says, what millennials really want. And as the owner of a guillotine business, yes, they do. We can't keep them on the shelves. Me, hi, do you take walk-ins? Cremator, what? Oh, I forgot to send this to Kristen. Friend of the show, James Fell, the foul-mouthed historian, says, we're hearing a little exchange about Stephen King. Robert Weber says, dropping an F-bomb every post where it isn't needed doesn't make you cool. And Stephen King says, it certainly fucking does. You just sit with that. Yes, it does. Got about 3-4 more here. This one was posted by several friends, including TD, and it says, for someone somewhere in America, and it's an M80, today will be the last day they have 10 fingers.
We're thinking about y'all.
We are, man. And TD and friend of the show, Jeff Gavednik, also got into it, says, it's the 4th of July. I just want to welcome all the new amputees. TD said, "What day is the meeting this week?"
Yeah.
Sunday is stump day. 3 more. Here we have a picture of 2 boys, and he says, "When a meme is so dank and there's milk shooting out his nose, you just look at the photography on this. There's like droplets. There's a perfect Fibonacci curve with the spray. Ah, thing of beauty. Look at those cups. I'm thinking circa 86. These look like the cups you would steal from the pizza place."
That's exactly right.
2 more. Friend of the show, new friend of the show, Matt Mason, Ministry of Memes. And if you're not following Matt Mason's Ministry of Memes, you are missing out. This post from Kevin Mason Walter at Unintentional at L was a mistake says, "Got to respect the longevity of Microsoft Word. Nothing about it works, and it's still the standard. Want to move an image? Go to hell. Edit a PDF? Edit your expectations. Ignore a spelling mistake? How about you suck my dick? That'll be $150. And finally, a study has revealed that a woman's preferences for male facial features can change with her menstrual cycle. For instance, when she is ovulating, she tends to be attracted to men with rugged and masculine features. However, during menstruation or menopause, she might prefer a man with duct tape over his mouth, a spear lodged in his chest, and engulfed in flames. Further studies of this subject are unlikely. And that has been my wholesome round for Facebook for the Blind. Tossing it back to you, Michael.
It's Facebook for the Blind, keeping the whole in wholesome.
Hey, Mary.
On to round 2. The irrelevant round, kicking it off with Duke Denson, who says, "Dairy Queen, I don't know what you put in that blizzard, but I just shit it in my car."
Oh.
There is something about the word shitted. That is so funny to me.
That's good.
I know I've done this meme on the show, but it's been over a year. Van Thieven. Anyway, he says, "If a beautiful woman disagrees with me, I will immediately change my views. I have no principles."
Yep.
And a beautiful woman replies, "Well, maybe you should have principles." And he replies to her, "You're right. Maybe I should." At least he's consistent. I appreciate this. Here we have a sign, another sign that has been very, very, very poorly made. It is at a liquor store. And it says on the left, "Don't drink and drive," and on the right, it says, "Never drive high." But "don't" and "never" are both the same font, the same size, and then the rest of the words are smaller. So when you just look at it, it reads, "Don't never drink and drive, drive high." Don't never drink and drive. Trash Can Paul is back.
Paul.
Making a second appearance. Trash Can, we love you, brother. He has Googled first person to backflip. And AI Overview responds, "It's difficult to trace the origins of the backflip, but one story claims that John Backflip performed the first backflip in 1316 in medieval Europe. However, Backflip was eventually exiled after his rival, William Frontflip, convinced the public that Backflip was using witchcraft." So our AI overlords have finally cleared that up. Jack Corbett, friend of the show, Jack Corbett.
Hey,
He
Jack.
wants to know, before phones, what did people look at when they were driving? I thought this was pretty clever. Patrick S. Tomlinson says, "If you're worried about brevity in your writing, don't. It took Project 2025 900 pages to say 14 words."
Yep. That one hits fucking hard. And I found out that a lot of people don't know what 14 words is. You should Google 14 words, people. That's it's not just a punchline.
No. That's some white supremacist shit.
Yep.
SSS at Acidic Jews. I'm going to start with the retweet. So they've retweeted someone. They've retweeted Mia, who says, "Every single European stereotype is true, because why did I jokingly say, 'Now you have to buy me a beer,' after giving a cigarette to a German guy, and he went, 'They're not equivalent in price.'" SSS says, "Once I asked a French guy at a music festival in Paris for a hit of his joint, and he said, 'No, I am selfish.
Wait. You can do that?
If you're French. Roger points out, to smithereens has got to be one of the worst ways to get blown.
I'm going to give you shit about that later.
I think I have two more. This is from one of my favorite pages, Boys Being Boys. Listen, honestly, if you're not following Boys Being Boys, it's just some good, wholesome shit. Here we have a text message exchange between this person and Dad. Dad messages him, "Good morning. Your girlfriend doesn't have to sneak out in the middle of the night, dude. Go through the front door, walk her to her car, come back in, lock the door, stay awake until she's home." And the son says, "Okay, sorry. I thought you'd be mad." The dad replies, "I know you're going to hang out with her either way. I was your age once, except I got more bitches."
Fuck!
Oh man.
Is this the Tuttle's dad?
Oh,
It's just like, that second message where he's telling him stay awake until she's home. I was like, oh, I fucking love this. And then at the end, it's like, oh no, this dad clinches it, man. Fucking dad of the year. And finally, for my round 2, the irrelevant round, we have Shithead Steve collaborating with Fake News Network, both dear friends of the show.
Wow.
They have a picture here of George Washington suplexing. Is this a suplex? It kind of
That's
looks
the Stone Cold Stunner.
Stone Cold Stunner, doing a Stone Cold Stunner on a British redcoat here. And so, yes, that's right. One more time, you have George Washington doing a Stone Cold Stunner on a British redcoat, and it says, when someone uses kilometers per hour instead of eagles per cheeseburger. And that's it for round 2. Back to you, Brain Damage.
I don't know.
Oh
I don't know
my
if I can
God.
recover from Eagles per cheeseburger, but
Oh, Jesus
all right,
Christ.
let's give it a
Little
shot.
tears in my eyes.
Fuck. All right, here we've got old school bangers. What the fuck is this thing in my way?
Yeah.
It says Gen X. We're a very well-mannered bunch. Please and thank you are prominent in our vocabulary. But a fuck you is also always on the back burner if required. Keep it old school. And silly stuff has it says, wife, we should renovate the bathroom. Any ideas? And it says me. And there is just a picture of a gigantic refrigerator that just says shower beer.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's equivalent to the shower bar, right? So we got totally hilarious memes. And says, when you're high as fuck from eating a whole pan of pot brownies and now you weigh 2 o'clock and somebody is standing on a old analog clock here. And I hate to tell it to this person, but they're so fucking high that they didn't realize it is 2:02, bro. It is 2:02. 2:02. Focus, man. These motherfuckers, even when they trying to be smart, they still don't analog, right? Jamaica Frickshaw, I don't even know how to say that. Like TD likes to say, I don't know you. But the hold these things have on y'all is diabolical, I swear to God. And we have the 2-panel from the movie Inside Out.
Great
and
movie.
says, a new emotion. And the second panel, all of a sudden there's a vape pen and it says, hi, I'm addiction.
That one's about to take over.
That's awesome.
Those eyes are fucking, oh my God, they're so creepy. Here we have silly stuff. Posts a picture of a crow and it says, little known fact, before the crowbar was invented, crows simply drank at home. Yes, they did.
Oh.
Yep. Here we have a 3-panel. And yeah, I wore this hat just for this meme because I do have a Hadouken on. And here we have Ken from Street Fighter and Ryu from Street Fighter. Ken has some groceries. He's walking to his car. Ryu stops with his cart and he turns around to say hi to Ken, and he says, "How do you do, Ken?" And then all of a sudden he Hadoukens him. Ken gets flame thrown. Ryu surprised. And he says, "Sorry, you Ken." And he hits him with a "Oh, you Ken" uppercut. And Ken's like, "Leave me alone, dude." Yep, I got 2 more. Or 3 more, sorry. Oh, shit. I don't know how many more I got. I'm not sure. I just like when Michael says that, and I have no idea how many more I ever have. And I thought I was setting this one up. I was like, I know when these ones come up, then I know how many to say. And I said 2, 3, and it's actually 4. What a jackass. So anyways, here we have a mountain that says, "Teach a man to fish, and he will feed himself for a lifetime." And the second panel mountain says, "Teach a fish to man, however." And then all of a sudden there's a fish with a work shirt and tie, and he says "taxes" as he's jumping up. And then we have him in the third panel in bed, wondering, and he will never really feel like he belongs. What am I? And more silly stuff. Do you think that when a fish get thrown back into the water by fishermen, they go swimming around and yelling about alien abductions and other fish think they're crazy and just start talking to them? And they're like, "That's just catch and release, bro. Catch and release."
Dude, I
Here we
request
have,
more fish thoughts on future shows.
Okay. Here we have a cartoon of 2 dogs. One dog has that brace around his neck,
Well, the cone
and
of
he has
shame.
a poster that says "loss," and there's a drawing of his nuts.
Oh.
And he's saying to the other dog, "I don't understand it. I woke up with this strange thing around my neck and they were gone."
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, yeah. I've never had a dog, but I've never liked the concept of them getting there.
No.
But I grew up around pit bulls too, and they used to clip the tails and the ears too, and I never liked it. I'm glad that's not really like a trend anymore. So
It's
Is
socially
that over?
responsible.
Good.
It's socially responsible to neuter your pets. Facebook for the Blind is pro neutering your pets, by the way.
well,
It is.
I never had one, so I never had to do it. So I was against it. I still
Clipping
am.
their ears and tail, though.
I like people and pets having their balls intact. Oh, damn.
I don't like thinking
I
about
gotta
balls.
pause that. Yeah. This is the last one. We have unexpected item and bagging claim of a cartoon, and Grandma's looking over, and she noticed there is a Scottish man, and his kilt is exposing what the dog lost.
Oh,
Yeah. I just want to say, for an old Scottish guy, what does he do? Does he wax? Is it laser? His balls are clean as shit. These are the balls smooth as egg that Dave Chappelle was talking about on Killing Me Softly. You know what I'm talking about? I'm passing it over to you with that, Eric.
I actually happen to know the answer to that. It
Smooth as eggs.
It falls out apparently at a certain age. Yeah.
Is that right?
I too was.
We don't. He said that he happens to know the answer, and we're not gonna. We're not gonna.
Thank you for respecting my ball privacy. Hey, this segment.
I'll keep my ball falling out to here.
All right, the round 2, the irascible round, brought to you by Kamala 2024. Can we just get on with it? Can we just, everybody, please? Can we?
Listen, I'm Kamala 2025.
Fine. I don't care. Anything, whatever. Just get on with it. They're like, we don't have time to do this. It's 4 months away. Get real. You got to be kidding. The French did it in like 19 days or something. Anyway,
We're not the French. Just vote against Trump, whatever that means.
Oh, I don't understand. I'm so angry. We deserve better. Friend of the show and former mayor Don Gerard has passed along this little observance from Dennis Hegstar. The New York Times headline under Tech Fix says, "Everyone wants your email address. Think twice before sharing it. Thanks for reading the Times. Create your free account or log in to continue reading." Email address. Apparently clipped by this_ain't no disco. Did Silicon Valley reinvent the train again? It's got a post here from Joseph Miscamera. We have a picture of one of those new Elon dumpster trucks and a bus in the background. It says, "Love this vehicle. One of the most climate-friendly options on the planet, and it looks dope." Oh, and there's a Cybertruck in the picture too.
Hey.
Because there's a bus. There's a bus in the background. Yeah. City planner knows what I'm talking about. This one, oh man, this was just like, look at the traffic on this. This had like 97 reactions, 50 comments, 5 shares. Because all I said was, if you love the 4th of July, never forget the 6th of January.
Yes.
And that led to a lot of discussions. So let's check in on the current score. In the 41 months since January 6th, more than 1,450 individuals have been charged in nearly all 50 states for crimes related to the breach of the U.S. Capitol, including the 500 individuals charged with assaulting or impeding law enforcement. And just most recently, Florida man sentenced for assaulting law enforcement during the breach. Actually, that's not the latest. There have been more, but I just can't keep up with this shit. It's that much fun for me. I just replied to a lot of them with this picture of the man with the Confederate flag going through the Capitol building. And Michael Henn's quote, "If you're cool with this, you can take your happy 4th of July and shove it up your ass." Here's a picture of a bunch of guys that have put swastikas on the American flag, and they're holding up the Confederate flag, and they're giving the salute. And these are Americans. Unfortunately, it makes me sick to say it. It says you don't get to be both a Nazi and a proud American. We literally had a war about this. The whole world was involved. So, anyway, I hope we get to punch some Nazis. Hey, speaking of demonic scum, here in D&D memes, we have some sort of demon who's been raised, in a spell. And he says, "How do you wish to curse your enemy, mortal?" And the sorcerer says, "I twin cast immortality and permanent incremental misfortune. They will live forever, and every single day they will live will be worse than the one prior. They will wish for death. It will not come. Only one day it will, and yet they will not die. They will persist, and in that moment of horror at their present existence, they will know that the next day will somehow be worse still." And the demon says, "What the fuck, dude? That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Are you looking for work? We have free dental." And that was how the sorcerer went to work for the devil. Here we have a picture of Jesus holding an American flag from the National Strategic Stockpile of Memes and Satire. And he says, "You know who else celebrated July 4th? The very first American, Jesus Christ. Even educated people forget this since there's no statue." This next one here is from friend of the show and founding Zaddy, George Hussein Cruikshank.
Absolutely not.
Says,
No.
"Okay, I need to get this guy's version of the Bible." Hermit Mehta published a Texas newspaper published an essay saying humans and dinosaurs live together. And unfriend of the show, Hall of Doomer, Pastor Greg Locke says, "That's because they did. You should pay attention to what the Bible that you're always criticizing." Oh my God. Oh, if I hear one more person say Leviathan, I will choke them with a sock. I posted this picture of a guy in a MAGA hat riding a dinosaur, and it's captioned, "Over 40% of Americans believe dinosaurs and people lived together." From Jorge Jackson, the National Strategic Stockpile of Memes and Satire. And then I just posted the guy from Mad Men having a drink and laughing. He says, "Oh, you're tired of my anti-MAGA memes? Well, why don't you pray for me to stop?"
Yeah.
I am not the only one. I am not the only one who has been tangling with these people. Friend of the show and neighbor Mike Ingram had this exchange. Nick Smith said, "Mike Ingram, I hope Jesus finds you." And Mike said, "Is he in town?" Which is yeah, which instantly reminded me of this old Wyatt cartoon where the Mormons are at the door in the red ties and they say, "Have you found Jesus?" And we see the woman, and in her living room behind the curtains there are sandals and a robe poking out. I would love to play hide and seek with Jesus. That would be fun. And finally, my last meme for the irascible round. Best and worst of Twitter 2 brings us Double Suck at Freelance Trash, who says, imagine sex in the 19th century. Oh my God, you'd spend 15 minutes unbuttoning 650 buttons only to get to a coochie that hasn't been washed since last month river water bath. It's like a lot of people are like, that's all I can think of when watching Black Sails. It's the Bahamas. A dude hasn't changed out of his leather pants the entire time.
I can't even spend 2 hours at a Ren fair.
Oh my God. What was that movie? What was that movie? There was a movie where the woman in Shakespeare was brushing her teeth with like a freshly cut piece of birch. Now scrape your teeth. Oh.
Kicking off round 3, the penultimate round. We have here England says, we're going to need you to pay more taxes on this tea. The colonists reply, we're going to need you to suck our hostess star-spangled ding-dongs.
America. You didn't mention they were white.
They are white. I have to say, I took these screen grabs from a reel that come from Fun Baked Bags.
Hey.
It was a reel. It's captioned, I thought he said they were 100 calories. And we see she's holding a bag that says extra strength 100 milligram.
Oh.
And then you see that she's commented, I ate 5.
Oh.
Hey, I did it.
Oh.
And next we see her face.
Oh, look at the flush in her face.
Her pupils are massive, and she says it's been 4 hours.
Oh my
God. She somehow looks underwater. Yeah, and those eyes are very, very red.
Oh, for our listeners, it's just a picture of a woman in the stratosphere.
Yo, and for everyone, I accidentally did 400 and I was high for like 3 days, bro.
Oh,
I thought there were 40 and I took 4, and Dan was like, how many of those did you eat? And I was like, 4. She was like, they're 100 milligrams each. Yeah.
Dangerous
She was
times,
higher
boys.
than 4 hours, bro. She was higher than 4 hours.
Yeah, this is just 4 hours in. She's got days to go.
Yep.
Oh man, we've all been there where you eat too many edibles or something, and you wake up the next morning and you're just like, man, I don't want to be high anymore.
How comparable is that to waking up drunk?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's still infinitely better.
Right.
Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul, for his 3rd appearance, and he's collaborating with Fake News Network. Here on the left, we have a skeleton holding a British flag, and it's labeled fish and chips. But next to that, we have a really muscular body with a skull for a face and an American flag tattoo on the shoulder, and it says microplastics and beef. Fucking right.
Oh my God.
This one's coming from the dad. This is a
Hey,
transcription from a 911 call. Operator says, 911, what's your emergency? Responder, my wife's going into labor. I don't know what to do. Operator, is this her firstborn? Responder, no, this is her husband.
Oh,
And
God.
the first comment says, not the time for a dad joke, but the next comment says, he's ready.
Ah.
He's ready to be a dad. The Onion, friend of the show and Eric's former employer,
Hey.
The Onion,
Indeed.
has a picture of a scientist. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's a bathwater, a robot. It says tearful Boston Dynamics engineer forced to drown unwanted robot puppies.
Oh. Ah. Ah.
That's some redneck shit. Drowning puppies is red.
Oh,
Eve 6, friend of the show, Eve 6.
hey.
They say, quote unquote, AI is coming for your jobs. He says, I'd like to see AI take a Southwest flight with 3 layovers to open for Hoobastank at a county fair.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Eve 6 had that one good song. 2 more memes for this round. Octopus Caveman, friend of the show, Octopus Caveman. He says, my son told me he learned that octopuses can climb through small cracks. So he's scared to swim in the ocean because an octopus might climb inside his butt. And now I'm scared to swim in the ocean too. And finally, my last meme for round 3, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most, comes from Jay at Cry for Help. He tweeted out, "Life getting better." But my favorite thing about this is right below it, you see, this tweet has been deleted.
Oh, oh my God.
And that's it for round 3. Like the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. Back to you, Brain Damage.
All right, let's do this ultimate pen thing that we try to do. And here we have a group with no name. And if your group has a name, what kind of fuck your group is no one, bro. It's no one. Here we have the cast of House of the Dragon, and then all of a sudden it says, "Everybody hates Kristen." And if you're not watching House of the Dragon, Kristen Cole is a piece of shit. And it kind of adds up that he's the King's Guard and the Hand of the Throne. He's basically the law, and we all hate coleslaw. Sometimes you just gotta go with a hack joke and then move along. Here we got Meme Life, and it says here we have a 2-panel where we have a blue and red mop bucket that has a nice head with some silver on it and a thing sticking out, and it is comparing to a picture of Optimus Prime, and it says, "Optimus Prime think he's slick."
That is compelling. Holy crap. That had to be done.
That is. Somebody did that on purpose, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Wow.
You see, it is definitely 3 different buckets there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I kind of want it.
Laughter is the best medicine. Posted, when the car in front of you keeps braking for no reason, and it just has a man yelling, "Go!" And honestly, mine usually has right after it. IZ Eats posted a picture of Mrs. Potato Head with a baby potato head, and she says, "Roll your eyes at me, young man," and he is definitely rolling those eyes like a pair of dice. Here we have Gaming Layer, nostalgia, posts a picture of a goth woman looking at a screen, and I did just assume her personality based on her shirt color. Sure, fuck it, sue me. It says, "Me looking at dead people on Rotten.com, circa 1999," and she is looking quite happy, and this tracks. This tracks. I definitely was a Rotten.com cat. I was. I'm looking for the new ones. I don't find them unless you go to the dark web. I'm not trolling on no dark web. Hell no. Here we have a Scott Hilburton cartoon, and it is a picture of California sitting on a chair reading a newspaper, and it looks like what is this? Nevada coming in? I think that's Nevada. I'm not very good with
Nevada.
these kind of things, but Nevada saying, "Another invitation to visit St. Louis and Branson. They're always having guests." And California says, "Gets it's true. Missouri loves company."
Hey.
Wow.
Here we have a cartoon. It's blurry, but I'm pretty sure that's Speed Bump. And we have someone at the student loans line, and she's asking for, "I'd like a cute one who's at least 21 and enjoys gardening." Man, that's not what student loan means.
Dude, in this economy, I bet you could do that.
Don't give people ideas, Eric. You are about to become a pimp. Laughter is the best medicine. Here we got, when I said make yourself at home, I meant go wash the dishes for me. This one was interesting. I don't even know what the fuck this means, but Displaced Comedians Kirk Broussard posted some kind of news thing here that says caught on camera, man stranded on top of truck hosts pop-up open mic on Highway 288. The man was forced to sit on top of the cab of the truck as he waited for the first comics on the list, exclusives, and
Oh my God.
he definitely has a microphone in the back of that truck. It looks like there's water back there or something. How? I don't know. KU11. I needed my librarian to is this AI or you know what I'm saying?
I just on the story on its face, if you really wanted people to show up and help you, would you have a comedy show?
Yeah, right. So, the fact checker is basically saying, I don't even gotta check that when the logic don't add up.
Yeah, the math.
The logic is not adding up. And this one's gonna close it out for my ultimate penultimate, whatever we call this thing. And it looks like a died laughing on Facebook. Posted a meme of a woman peeking through the blinds, and it says, me watching the vegan couple next door argue about the Big Mac wrapper that I tossed into the backseat of their car.
Hey.
Oh.
And yep, life goals, gotta do it now, gotta do it. You heard that, Dan? We get the chance. One of you vegan fuckers are gonna be real mad.
That is an awesome way.
It won't be Big Mac though. I like those Carl's Jr. Western burgers. Those are the ones that I'm throwing in there. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Passing it off to you, Eric.
I'm loving it though. I love dabbling in mayhem, and that's easy. That's just littering. I mean, I might have done that anyway. This first one looks like a disappointing affirmation. It says, me, be kind. You never know what someone is going through. Also me. Nice turn signal, fuckface. This was fascinating. This was in Sapphics for Satan. If you're not following Sapphics for Satan, where are you getting your Sapphics that are in Satan? They've got a post from Jumping Jack Trash. It says, I think the moment I was disillusioned about life was when I was maybe 7 years old and realized the reason all my friends became assholes is because boys aren't allowed to have physical contact that isn't fighting. My parents were hippie feminists, so my brother and I could play clapping games and sleep in puppy piles and give each other weird hairdos, but all the normal boys just up and stopped knowing how to touch anyone without hitting somebody sometime between kindergarten and first grade. And my little kid mind briefly saw the vastness of life stretching out in front of all of us and all the hugs everyone would need and not get. And for a moment, I was just like, maybe life is not such a good idea after all. I just like that. There you go. Now you had to feel it too. Friend of the show, Ashley Burkett, passed this along. It's got a picture of this huge buff, like werewolf looking monster, and it says, dogs 300 years ago. I killed all the wolves and ate the liver of a fox that wanted to steal food from our home. Dogs now. You changed my food, and now I have diarrhea. Friend of the show, Mike Ingram for everyone. A second appearance in the show has a post from Sarah Dutcher at It's Sarah Dutcher, who says, first draft of email. Pluck, please fuck all the way off. Email sent. I apologize for any confusion. Been there. Text conversation. Well, what did you do when you're sad? Response. Post memes. But you're always posting memes. Yes. Really, Sammy? No, where did the boys do anything? I was looking for. Ouch. Okay, fine. Here we go.
I thought that was kind of sad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was trying to hurt the boys. Oh man, Jesus. All right, fine. Here we have the Gadsden flag, and we have one of the James Bond villains saying, "I prefer the real Confederate flag." And then we have the stars and bars, and he says, "I said the real Confederate flag," and it's a white flag. He says, "Perfection."
Hey.
This next one is a picture of Indiana Jones when he was overseeing. He's like looking over a bunch of Nazis in a gully, you know, and they're marching along, and it says, quote, "How to debate the far right on the marketplace of ideas." A presentation by Dr. Henry Walton Jones, Jr., PhD of Archaeology, Marshall College, Bedford, Connecticut. And, I don't know what the verbal equivalent of an RPG is, but yeah, actually, point. Friend of the show, JB, passed along this from Death by Toys. We have a package called Boeing Whistleblower action figure. It's just a little coffin in the blister pack.
Oh.
It's got a little starburst blurb, says, it was probably just a tragic accident. Death by Toys. Contents, 1 Boeing Whistleblower action figure. Friend of the show, Mike Ingram for everyone. Oh my God, 3rd appearance in the show. I think he wins something. They are hot and heavy right now, he says. Harley at Bread Witchery says, oh my God, my insulting, bigoted comment was a joke. Clearly you can't take a joke. Yes, the joke reflects my actual beliefs. And yes, I was trying to affirm said beliefs and then try to make you look overly sensitive if you took issue with it, but it was a joke.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah, I hear a lot of this crap. Here we have a picture of an American eagle, bald eagle, ordering fast food at a drive-through intercom. The most American photo ever taken.
Fuck yes.
And poster Sarcasm Society says, Merca. My friend Amanda Cohen said, how presumptuous. Maybe he was just getting coffee.
That would be just as American.
It would be. New friend of the show, Legate. And if you're not following Legate, I highly recommend that you do so post haste. He has a written thing here, William, comma, I am not going to do this today. I think we both need a break and need a breather and let calmer heads prevail. Let's agree for 1 week truce and try and circle back and have a respectful conversation in a week. In the meantime, may I respectfully ask that you stop the use of your curse words on Facebook. Nana sees those and it is upsetting to her. As you know, she doesn't have long to live, and that's a decent thing to ask. And Dwayne replies, shut the fuck up. This next is just text. It says, a massive part of Aussie culture is just saying to one of your friends, as you might, when you see someone that is definitely not his mate. You know exactly what I'm talking about. See the homeless guy with pushing the shopping cart, like, here comes your buddy. I know that. I don't know it with an Australian accent, but I have heard it from actually all the football players at my high school, come to think of it. Best and worst of Twitter, too, making its second appearance here with a post from Alyssa Marie. She's got at Gabby Boyd saying, I love a man with a bedtime. Boys don't need to be staying up late and having thoughts. That's how we ended up with the stock market. And then Ibsen Moy posts, I just saw a TikTok that called the stock market a graph of rich people's feelings. And that's the most accurate thing I've ever read in my whole damn life.
It's true.
It is. So, bedtime, men. Hey, you know what would have improved the debate? A laugh track. I'm thinking about remixing it. Maybe a remix. I don't know. Would you guys watch that? Would you watch that if I did that?
Didn't watch the first one, Eric.
Right. I'm with Michael.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. That wraps up all my penultimate round, leaving all but my post with the most. Back to you, Michael, sir.
All right, here we go. My post with the most this week comes from really honestly more of a TD account than what you would expect from me, but won me over this week, the Dad Bod Veteran. And it's a picture of Heath Ledger as the Joker who says, want to know how I got these scars? And then the second panel is those freeze pops.
Freeze pops.
The fucking plastic. Oh my God. That was my post with the most this week. I guess we all suffered the same way. What'd you get this week, Brain?
Funny.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I honestly will be honest with you, Eric. I would have said that I've never watched a debate ever, but I recently was reminded that I watched one time because a class made me, and it was an Obama debate, so it was actually still good. So
nice.
So, anyways, Diane, my beautiful wife, posted, Brain, I read that in Butcher's voice. And it was a post from Patches at mostly_cheese. It says, "Cop, you're driving down the wrong side of the road." Driver, "Sorry, I'm English." Cop shouting, "Oi, cunt! It's the wrong side of the road you was driving down, isn't it And that's my post with the most. Handing it off to you, Eric.
Oh my God, it's so good. And by the way, too, our friend of the show, Marco, who's like first time on the show, is British. So I'm loving all the anti-English shit. My post with the most this week was a cool guide to which country is the closest when you're in the USA. And we have a map here, and you can see at the top, Canada, Illinois, clearly Canada, of course, Mexico, the other part, but then Bahamas and Cuba also represented on the map, as well as Russia being right next to Canada, and Kiribati being the nearest to Hawaii. So the distance between Kiribati and Hawaii is 1,335 miles. I thought that was really fun. I also thought it was really cool that, do you know, most people don't know the closest country that's not touching, it's Bahamas. Most people don't know that. And what I thought was hilarious, though, from looking at this map, was that most people interpreted this as basically, I'm running the fuck away on November 5th. And here we have a picture of a dog in a headset with an expression on its face like, "Ooh." And it says, when your boss asks where you see yourself in 2 years, but you've got plans to get the fuck out of the US by November 5th. Which was pretty much it. It's like closest country that I can run away to. People were posting links to how to get your passport expedited. And I was like, oh my God, like a lot of traffic. It was my post with the most. And that wraps up an episode of fully and constitutionally whole representation of Facebook for the Blind for July 9th, 2024. We love you. Mwah.
Love you, George.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.